Holy cow, Piglet. What's up, Piglet? Yeah, I know, I'm not my usual destination by, well, Casey usually. I'm doing somewhere else. I'm underneath the tree here. And you know what? This is going to be a special project. What? Yes, I'm recording this on May 26th. No rain today. Clear blue skies. This is a first. And this I will not upload until Memorial Day weekend. This is dedicated. You know, this is dedicated to all the heroes. And I'm talking about every war. Every war. And I'm going to list them. Every war since, well, the first 13 original states. I'm going back that far. People don't usually think all people that have fought wars. I'm talking every single war. What? Piglet? Yes, I have that. And I'm going to, read it. Now, these may not be entirely accurate numbers, so if I'm a little off, I'm sorry, because every site is different. And if these numbers ain't accurate, I entirely apologize. Or even the year. And again, I'll apologize for that ahead of time. I got this on a site called GettysburgFlag.com. They seem pretty legit. And they list every war and casualties, and they even listed, people that how many survived, what was the cost back then, or even now. Anyway, so pretty legit site. GettysburgFlag.com. Go ahead and look that up if you want. 1783 was the Revolutionary War. Killed 4,435, and this was in the early days of where there was only 13 states, and it was about freedom and stuff like that, and trying to separate yourself from other countries. So it was about a freedom war. Well, how many people are really too familiar with the Revolutionary War? And listen, I don't consider myself to be a history buff or anything of that nature, and I could do more research into this, but I really am just making this about, my tribute to all the veterans that have died. Okay, War of 1812 was a little misconception, and it lasted from 1812 to 1815. Not a very big death toll, 2,620, which is really a lot. The Mexican-American War between Spanish and the United States, 1846, 1848, thought it went longer than that, but did not. A lot were killed, 13,283. I think that was the Davy Boa and Alamo and all that. Okay, Civil War, 1861, 1865. Approximately 620,000 killed. This was a very bloody war over slavery, so it was a very bloody war. Why have Abe Lincoln on this video? Let's see. Spanish-American War, only 1898, 387 killed. It's a completely forgotten war in our time. Of course, World War I, 1914, 1918, 116,708 killed. Very bloody war. And then there was World War II, which was even more bloodier than World War I. It lasted longer too. 1939, 1945, 407,136 killed. So it was a pretty bloody war, and a long war, 6 years. Korean War, another forgotten war, 1950 to 53. 33,651 killed. That number sort of surprised me that it was that high. Vietnam War, 1959 to 1975, over 58,168 killed. Biological father served 2 terms in Vietnam. He received the Purple Heart, and he got honorably discharged. So he served. He was even a rifle expert in that war, and he survived that war, unlike a lot of others who didn't. So I always respected him for his service. Gulf War, 1990 and 91. I remember this because I was in junior high. Not many that killed, 382. Still a pretty big number nonetheless. Iraq War, 2003, 2011. 4,488 dead. And then there's the war in Afghanistan, which is incredibly long. The War on Terror, 2001, still ongoing. They're supposed to be getting troops out this year. We shall see. I couldn't find an accurate number because they had deaths with each country. I didn't want to list every freaking country where people had died, people got killed in combat. So I didn't really want to do that. And guess what? Yes, I know. Long intro, one of my longest intros. And so today, I'll upload this on Memorial Day. It might be something I've already filmed once, but why not do it again? Because it's my tribute to Memorial Day and all the heroes, the real heroes, not what they're talking about nowadays. The real heroes, like Biden and Harris are considered heroes. They're not. These are the real heroes, and this is my tribute to every soldier that died in a war. Every war. Nowadays or old, it doesn't matter. All veterans. Well, the first thing on the agenda is something here on Merle Hay Road called Merle Hay Funeral Home, or Chapel Hill Cemetery, Crematory and Mausoleum. I probably said that wrong, but nonetheless, I gave it my best shot. And I have it on here and looked around. I actually filmed something here, never uploaded it because it wasn't enough for me to actually add to a video. But there's a couple things here that are really cool, and I'll get to those in a minute because I gotta walk a little ways to get there. What? Piglet? Yes, that is a perfect theme. You're right. It is pretty. Right here are the entrance to, called Chapel Hill Gardens. Really nice sign too. Pretty sign. Good sign. Look at that. That sums up perfectly my theme for this video. What a way to start. What a way to start. To all the veterans. You can really see the sun glistening today. What piglet? Yes, this is a nice funeral home. Really nice. Look at this. Wow. What? No, that's not what I wanted to show. This is very cool. Very, very cool. Hey, don't forget the veterans. Don't ever. Look at this plaque. To honor Merle Hay, which was a real person. He was killed in combat during World War I, and they dedicated this 2007. So that's pretty cool. And you are not forgotten, and your sacrifice was not in vain. Got freedom here. What Memorial Day is about. And flag flying in memory of all veterans. And there's the flag. Oh, beautiful. In memory of Merle Hay, the first Iowa soldier killed in the war world. Born July 30th, 1896. He was killed November 3rd, 1917, near Belmont, France, on the first raid. Good little history lesson here. You're going to get a lot of this today. A lot. On Merle Hay Road, 1917. Hey, this is my tribute to all veterans and every war that has been killed or they survived. But there was a lot killed in these wars. A lot. We should honor them in some way. This is my tribute to them, as I have said. Okay, I rode the bus and I was going to get off here originally. So I rode it way out to Altoona and then came back. This bus goes to Altoona. Altoona is a suburb of Des Moines. Now I want to film this spot, but I noticed it before. And I've seen this before on the way to Altoona. There's a homeless guy standing right beside it. I'm not particularly fond of, listen, I get it, they're homeless. I don't want to get into a big tirade about that. You know, the times are tough. I'm going to wait a couple minutes and I'm going to see if he moves. I don't want him to be in my shot. That's my problem. I don't want a homeless guy to be in my shot. So maybe I wait it out. We shall see. If not, I'll move on. Okay, he's not going to move. So he's going to be the best angle. Don't want him in my shot. I'm very picky about this because this is the dark side of society. Okay, this memorial is dedicated to all people that fought in World War I. I did get a chance to read the plaque. You know what? I might have found a way around this. Might have found a way around not having the homeless in my shot. I'm very picky about that. Okay, this is, like I said, this is a memorial dedicated to people who fought in World War I. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And over there, I'm going to cut off that off. It lists people that died in the service. And it says, erected, you know, the men from Polk County, Iowa, who made the supreme sacrifice in World War. And, you know, they perished. That's pretty cool. This is erected in their honor. And, oh God, I'm not going to film down on the ground. There's the plaque. You know, some of the men, maybe the women that died in the war. And over here is, you know, some more. This is a nice little area erected. Except for the homeless person. And I hope I didn't get him in my shot. If I am, I'm going to feel horrible about it. I really will. It's got a nice little walkway, like rock, all the way up there. Don't mind the stuff there. Okay, got that on my shot. It's a nice little walkway. It's, of course, that nice. Yes, that is really nice. And if I did get the homeless guy in my shot, I apologize. I tried not to even film his blanket and pillow. I'm not against the homeless, nothing like that. I just don't like to film that aspect of it. It's a little sad when you see it, and I just wish he wasn't here, because it almost ruined my shot. You know what? It is what it is. And I did get it, so it's really nice. And this walkway is really nice. The steps up there. And really nice. I'm trying to cut him out of the shot. It's really nice from afar, and there's the flag. I'm very picky about putting homeless people. You know what? This is my Memorial Day tribute. And it will continue. The ventures will continue. What, Piglet? Yeah, I know. Everybody has seen this multiple times. Iowa State Capitol, the other side of it. Because, well, this is part of, you know, the theme. I think so. You know, honoring the veterans. Why not? Oh, Canning. Used during the Civil War, and probably before then even. And that killed many, many Civil War soldiers. A lot of lives lost in a war between North and South, brother versus brother. What, Piglet? Very true. A very bloody war. And a lot of BLM people have forgotten a lot of the rights they got because of the Civil War. Yes, I know. The riding lawnmower across the street. And the cow. Now, I feel like this is part of honoring Memorial Day. I really do. I really think the Civil War gets excluded with its place in history. I don't know why that is. I sort of have an idea for the BLM, but it sort of gets excluded from history when it's a very important war in American history. Look at that. And yes, I have filmed this before on my other channel. And yes, I have. I don't understand why the Civil War is sort of forgotten. And there's another one of those guns. Look at that. There's one way over yonder. And you know, I feel like I gotta go down these steps first. I feel like Abe Lincoln played a major part what we now consider Memorial Day. Yes, he didn't come up with the idea, but I feel like if he didn't declare war in the Civil War, it's North versus South, you would still see blacks running around being slaves. That's the way I really feel about it. And Abe Lincoln seems to be the forgotten president in American history. He really is. He's one of the most forgotten presidents. And if it wasn't for him, there would probably still be slavery in America right now. There isn't, no matter what BLM says. Abe Lincoln and Tad. So I feel like that is part of honoring Memorial Day. I really do. I really, really do. What do you think, Piglet? You agree? I'm glad you do. On my other channel, What Piglet? Yes, I did come up here to the Des Moines Capitol, and I think another day I covered this whole thing. I'm not going to cover this whole thing just for Memorial Day stuff. That's it. Wars. What? Yes. The first one that's an honor here is of the men and women who served in the Vietnam War, and the son's sort of really making this hard to read, and later died as a result of their service. We honor and remember their sacrifice. I don't know if you can see it because of the sun. The sun is pretty glaring here. And what, Piglet? Yes, like I said, my biological father served 2 full terms in Vietnam. No matter what you think of that war or how long that war was, no matter what you think of it, you got to respect their service. And there's a plaque there. And this is a really nice thing. It says, "A reflect of hope, a monument established by the citizens of Iowa to honor Iowans who served during the Vietnam War. Absent friends will never be forgotten." And it has a great big long list of names. I mean, that was a long war, a lot of casualties, and this is really, really nice. And of course, right by it, you have the Iowa flag, the United States flag, and I believe that's a POW flag or something like that. I'm not sure. Somebody could correct me or tell me what it is. I can't really tell. But nope, not done up here. I still got some other memorial sites to show. And hey, if you haven't visited this place, you should. You really should put it on your bucket list. It's a great way to honor past veterans who, maybe somebody you know in your family, maybe you knew somebody that died in one of these wars. And the second time I come up here, and I love it. The second one, not far from there, just a few feet, is what, Piglet. Yes, sort of a forgotten war, has been lost in time. It doesn't discredit the that war at all. No, no, not at all. A lot of people did fight in this war. Korean War, 1950 to 53. And it gives you a little history lesson on it. This involves South and North Korea both. And of course, we were involved in this war. And this is an incredible history lesson it gives. I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to go along here and do it very slowly so you can possibly read this if you want. I'm just going to keep quiet from here on out. Well, that was the Korean War, and I've learned one thing about doing these videos. It's best to keep quiet a lot of times and just soak it in. You can learn a lot. There's flag. So, but great history lesson. You should visit this place, especially if you know somebody who fought in Vietnam, maybe the Korean. You know, who knows? You might actually learn something. Again, maybe not. Maybe you're a big history buff. And it's not all about what people lost in wars. There has been some, quite a bit, that have survived. So let's honor those veterans too while we're at it. Dedicated to all the men and women, I love that, wounded in all our wars. Combat wounded veterans. This is a nice little touch. And I like that little poem there. That's really cool. Purple Heart. Biological father had a Purple Heart serving in Vietnam. So, nice little touch there, and pretty flowers. This is sort of my, like I said, my tribute. Now, over there, they have a, I don't know why it's even here, but they have like a little bitty monument of Christopher Columbus. It's completely out of place with this. It really is. I don't know exactly what this is. There's no, there's nothing on it saying what it is, but it's still really, really cool. Whatever this symbolizes, I don't really know. I wish there was a plaque saying, well, I guess there is. What does it say? United States Center. It's so far away, I can't even read it, but it's really cool. I don't really know. They should have made that more easier to read. Just saying, I couldn't even read it. It was so far away. I do need new glasses, by the way. I have had, but I can't get them because they only get bifocals or contact lenses. Whatever. Now this is pretty cool. This goes way up in the sky. And right above the statue there, it says the patriotic work of Iowa women during the War of Rebellion. That's pretty cool. Down there it says it was designed by somebody from Mount Pleasant, Iowa. And I think it says 1832 or 1932. Can't exactly read it, but it's still really cool. And you gotta come see this place. It's right by the state capitol. Actually, right across the street from the state capitol. You almost can't. You could almost miss. You could almost miss it if you're not looking. Now this here, I'm not going to discuss. It's about the original 13 states. That is part of history. and they were around during the Civil War, so that is part of history. Maybe I should cover it. Nah, I don't think so. It's not really necessary to cover that. I'm just mainly focused on this about wars and people who fought, maybe lived, maybe died, and this is my way of honoring military, even Civil War, all wars. Thank you for your service. Now, this was something I wanted to do in my Des Moines historical tour because of how stuff kept happening and time restraints. Never got it done. Now, this is Woodland Cemetery. It's been here since 1848. It's considered very historical, and it's one of the biggest cemeteries, well, probably in the United States. It's over 80,000 graves. Now, I'm not going to be able to cover a lot of this, maybe not even a fifth of it, not even a second of it. I mean, it's just ratherly huge. I mean, too huge. I will film what I'm not going to film a lot because there's just too much here, way too much. But I saw something interesting when I was entering here, and this cemetery is pretty amazing. Look at this. It's been here since the 20s. Wow. I wish I could have done this when I did my historical landmarks. Look at this. But I couldn't because of time constraints. Now I'm hoping to film some grave sites here, and look at the size of the sucker. This is an unbelievable big cemetery. If you could think of a bigger cemetery than this, let me know, please. Well, let's see. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna take a look around, take a gander at stuff, and check it out. And I might be able to find some gravestones of people that were in a war. I can't read some of these because some of them are coming off. Okay, I found quite a few in an area that has a flag, which gives it away. Okay, let's take a look. John H. Burke, Sergeant Medical, 168 Infantry, 1918. This is the old ones. Probably World War One. Yeah, World War One. Quite a few here. You can see there's more over there. They're all along here. I'm not going to read every one because I would be here all day. And these look to be from World War One. Really do. And you know, something I've not been doing because I don't want to. I feel like it'd be disgracing our veterans that died. Wow, I don't think that's anything to do with the war. Is something I haven't been doing all day because I figured I've been doing it in other places. I figured it would be disgracing veterans, and that's smoking. I didn't want to smoke. Maybe some of these dead that you know when they were alive. That's not me. I feel like I gotta honor them in the best way possible by not smoking at all, and I have it. Look at this. World War II. Wow. Wow. I like these flags they put beside them. It sort of gives away. This Memorial Day is coming up. Of people that fought in the war. Some died and literally died in the war. So it sort of gives away which ones are from our former veterans. This looks to be Civil War era. Yeah, 1899, I believe. Looks to be Civil War era. There's no way I can walk through this entire thing. It's impossible. That's World War I era. You know what? I think that's Civil War. Because it's 1861 to 1865. So that's pretty interesting. And father, and get wife, and daughter are all buried here, but he served in a war. He served in a war. And there's just no way. I'm only going to cover a small portion of this in honor of veterans and whatever war they fought in. Maybe they died in, maybe they survived and came back and then died. I know I keep doing that, but hey, you have to. You have to be able to show a little respect. Actually, a lot of respect. And let's take a look here. World War II, he says it on there. Unknown on his date of birth and date the day he died. Unknown. And here's some older ones. That's probably, I'm guessing World War I. Nope, Civil War. 1861, 1865. Wow. This is my tribute. Wow. How do you like some of these old ones? They don't even list the date of when they were born, when they died. That's pretty interesting to me. It's sort of unknown. Civil War. There, I think this is all Civil War era here, which is pretty cool because they got a great big old gun there with a bird sitting on top. Creates a nice visual image. And there's one here that's really interesting to me. It's this one here. It looks like it's made out of like wood almost, but I think it's marble. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, a lot of these look Civil War era along here. They really do, because they go back to the early 1900s. And the Civil War was 1861, 1865, and it's treacherous walking along here with this. It's pretty cracked, it needs to be paved. And this here, there's nothing on it. Not known who's buried there. Now, ain't that interesting? You know, they always talk about the horror thing, the unknown soldier. Well, they got one here from Civil War era. It's completely unknown who the person is. And they have a couple over there. Let me look at this one. Looks like World War I. Really does. That's interesting. Probably an unknown person again. See my shadow. And I'd love to cover more in here, because I bet there's Hoyt Sherman I talked about is buried here somewhere. His body's buried in this cemetery somewhere, but Lord knows where. A lot of these are Civil War, but like I said earlier, they're very forgotten war. What? Grave robbers? What's that about? It's got a QR code. What? Hey? Gar? What does that mean? Yeah, most of these are, some of them are not even marked, their date of birth. Like that one. That's a really nice one there. I'm going to get closer and look at this one. This one's sort of interesting to me. I saw it from afar. Not that one. There's another one like that. Dedicated to the unknown dead. Well, that's cool. A baby almost. It's pretty cool. And I know this is sort of a morbid thing to do, and I hate walking in the grass because it sort of feels like I'm disrespecting the dead. It really does. And I really can't cover this whole thing. It's impossible. What does this mean? Sign's knocked down. Oh no. Huh, hawk. This is an amazing place for a cemetery. Look at this. Mary Jesus, looks like. Oh, there's another one. Huh, one back with my name, Anderson. Nope. I'm still alive and well. Still kicking. There's another, just a piece of wood. I don't think it's a veteran or anything. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, a piece of wood. I gotta get out of the road. A car's coming. Anyway, I didn't get in trouble, but there was a couple people who were mowing grass, and way beyond there was a funeral service going on, so I sort of left the area. But you know what? I got some great footage. Found World War One, some World War II, even Civil War. Someday, I would like to spend more time over here and maybe find more war veterans grave sites. Like I said, some where Hoyt Sherman, who's not a veteran, just a banker, I did his building one day, but it's an amazing place for a cemetery, and it's historical too. So, developed veteran. Well, that was my tribute to Memorial Day, for the Memorial Day veterans. You know, I didn't exclude anything. And I wish I knew where more. I wish I had an idea, a complete detailed plan, or where places were in Des Moines of cemeteries honoring the veterans, even monuments and stuff like that. I really do, because I would have done a lot more. I could have made this easily 2 days, but the problem is searching for these places in Des Moines when I'm not completely familiar yet with Des Moines. I know where a lot of stuff is, but I'm not completely familiar with it yet. And I am extremely pleased with it, with what I had to work with, which was pretty good. Now, I know on one spot I had filmed it before when I visited Des Moines Capitol, but you know, that place is such, I don't know, I think everybody should visit that place at least once, because it's nice. They just have like a little bitty area that's dedicated to veterans lost in wars, and it's really a nice place. You should go visit that place at least once. Put it on your bucket list and visit that place. I mean, it's just a great place to take pictures. Maybe you knew somebody in Vietnam. Maybe you knew somebody in the Korean War. Maybe you had great relatives that visited, that fought in the Civil War. And the thing that was interesting to me was visiting that really old cemetery. I wanted to do that with my historical stuff, but time constraints and days I was having difficulty getting it in. I wanted to visit that one. It's been there since 1848. It's one of the oldest cemeteries in the United States. I think it's the oldest in Iowa. And the thing that was pretty interesting is that they had that they had Civil War grave sites, and they're so low budget. That's why they did it back then. There was a few didn't have a name on them. There's no name. Nobody knows who's buried there. Nobody knows. They're just literally buried there and unmarked. And that's pretty interesting to me. You know, I find weird shit interesting. That's just the way I am. Hey, I'm so strange. I talk to a cow and a pig. That's how strange I am, people. If you don't know, I am really, really strange. And I'm sure my fiance will agree, I'm really, really strange. But
no, not at all.
She says not at all. She's probably fibbing. But anyway.
Sarcasm.
Yeah, sarcasm. What? Yes, I know. Sarcasm. Well, me and just a cow and piglet are saying I hope you enjoyed the video. And well, that's all for now.